Yo, this is Willbilly Two Fist McGee with NextLevelGuitar.com in Southern California. Hey, Carlsbad, how y'all doing? Well, I hope you're doing great. Let's check this out. I got a picking exercise for you guys, especially you beginners. I know how it is as far as like you'll hear something and your hands aren't quite doing it. Now, when you're warming up, if you got 10 minutes to spare and playing pretty slowly, you can actually accomplish a whole lot of things when it comes to phrasing in the future. So, without further ado, I've got this exercise which incorporates 2 strings, and it's basically alternate picking, and it kind of gets your brain going sideways for a minute if you're not quite used to it. And basically, this has helped design you to alternate pick and maybe even hear some phrases using this pattern up and down the neck. I'm gonna play it for you at a couple of speeds at basically the 2nd fret, and just so you can kind of get an idea, I'm gonna play it for you really slow actually, because this is not about speed. This is just about accuracy with alternate picking, and once you get comfortable with it, try some phrasing with it. Here's how it's gonna sound. I'm just gonna play it at a slow speed, and then you'll get a grasp of what I'm talking about. It's a good workout for the fingers too, and here it is a little faster. The warm-up exercise starts on the 2nd fret of the high E string, and I'm using my 1st finger. Now the second part of it starts on the B string. I'm using my 2nd finger on the 3rd fret. The next part, I'm using my 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the B string. So together it sounds like. The next part goes back to the high E string, but it's at the 1st fret. And then the next part on the B string is the 2nd fret using my 2nd finger, and the 1st fret using my 2nd finger on the B string. The last part of the phrase is using my pinky finger on the high E string on the 4th fret, and then my 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. So together it sounds like this. Continuing, it's the same pattern going ascending up the neck. Now, sliding up, basically, I am starting from the 3rd fret, I'm moving up to the 4th fret, so of the A string. So, starting from the phrase from here, it's down picking. Which is, my 1st finger right here is on the A string at the 4th fret. My 2nd finger comes down here on the 5th fret of the low E string, and then I come back to the my 3rd finger goes into the 6th fret of the low E string, and then the 4th fret of the low E string, the 3rd fret of the low E string, and then on the 6th fret and the 5th fret of the A string. Ends the phrase. I'm going to do a little quicker from the high string up, and then I'm going to shift it over. As you go up on the high E string, you slide up 1 fret and continue the same pattern. Here's the picking. It starts with an upstroke as you're descending, and when you ascend, it starts with a downstroke. Here it is, slow at another angle so you can see it at both hands. lessons about accuracy and clarity. Now, once you get that established, you might have heard when you're practicing this a couple of places where you were playing this where you could hear a phrase or whatnot. Then from there, you might want to mess with the phrasing. But from the standpoint of the learning from the beginning, you want to get the alternate picking correct. Take your time. You don't need a lot of distortion when you're doing this. Matter of fact, you can play it clean, or you don't even really need an amplifier to do this. Take your time. If you have a metronome, start at 60 beats, maybe 80 beats per minute. I know there's some speed demons out there, so I'm sure that you'll be hitting 250, 300, or 720 or whatever.
Just a couple of minutes a day.
A couple of minutes a day. If you got 5-10 minutes, man, just going through this a couple of times up down the neck, it's going to warm your hands up nice and even. Until next time, it's been Will Billy Two Fist McGee with NextLevelGuitar.com. Now check it out. Over 850 videos and counting, baby. We have all the styles that you need, all the things that you need, all the tools that you can use to get you up and writing and being creative. You know, it's always good to be creative, and it's always to have a good smile and a good outlook on life. Until next time, see ya. NextLevelGuitar.com.